It's week 2 of the National Football League.
And we've got the Dolphins, Burner at wide receiver. He's coming off a week where he lit up the defense and the stat sheets.
It's the Dolphins and the Chiefs, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. And leading the charge, we get a look at their 6-year quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Throwing to start the drive. Downing. He's got it complete to Tolbert. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Downing. This one complete. It's Rashee Rice. 7 yards there and a first down. Here's Pacheco on the read option. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. And some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
So now here are the Dolphins getting set for their first drive. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake. Sampson. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Pass incomplete. This defense for the Dolphins, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
Yeah, we're definitely in top form and pitched a shutout as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So motivation this week, not an issue.
The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Here's the Chiefs punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. Throwing to start the drive. Sampson going for the deep ball. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. You talk about this Miami defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Normally you want teams to gel late in the season, but this unit, they've been terrific right from the word go. Came in as the number 1 rated unit against the pass in the NFL after just 1 week.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On third down, Downey. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Throwing to start the drive. Sampson. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Off play action. Sampson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. Incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
To throw on 3rd down. Sampson, he's going to go for a big play downfield. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great play there. Doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter.
And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead.
Point after try forthcoming. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. Scoring. 3-play drive. It ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Downey. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to...
Under pressure, they got him again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Miami set to take over. But Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when we're broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout. But that's exactly what's going on here. Down 3 possessions just the first quarter. That goes beyond any worst-case scenario we might have thought coming into this game. And another touchdown here, that should eliminate any hopes for any type of a comeback.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll run on first down with Moss. Evades him at the 20. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Sampson. They set up the screen. Achane has it. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His second rushing touchdown on the year as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. So he stopped for no gain, and that will bring up second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better.
That's caught inside the 20, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. And the Dolphins have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
An extra point attempt to follow here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
So plenty of fireworks here early, 35-0 now as the kick is away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
The numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week.
23 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and the reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Here's Pacheco once again.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, we all know that an offense coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Downey. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction.
Here's Achane to start the drive.
And bulldozing his way through.
And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he gets this up past the 30 to the 32.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, Sampson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 48-yard line. Looking to throw. Sampson. His throw incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. completion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Second and 10. Throwing again. Sampson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 26. A good pickup there, a 22.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll look to throw again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. First and 10 in the red zone.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, against them.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Here's second and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. With Moss. Mike McDaniel, he's going to ask him to take a closer look at this call, and out comes a challenge flag. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Achane gets it from the gun. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give it. And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there unsuccessful, and that means that he'll be out of challenges for the remainder of this ball game. On fourth down, Sampson. He's brought down. With a football. And a turnover on down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter.
Let's go now.
Throwing to start the drive. Downey. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Rice. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Operating from the gun. Downey. And that one too wide and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be the call to the punt team as it's fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over first and... The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Sampson. And his throw is incomplete.
Basically, you're not...
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Back to throw again. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On 4th down, Sampson. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls. On 4th down, and the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Brings
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. The Chiefs on 3rd down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
False start. Offense.
Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out, because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
So now here come the Dolphins.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. 51 yards. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. And now here comes Kansas City. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Downey. And this is going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On 3rd down, Downey. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. You know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack.
It's second down.
And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still second down.
19 tight. Hey, check that.
To throw on second down, Sampson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
Throwing on third and long. Sampson looking long for Thomas. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. A great effort there. 75 yards. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Well, the Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
And 20 at the 15-yard line.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find.
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Pushes past him. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. Oh, he bowls over it. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
41 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll take this down 5-yard line.
Defense. Know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Check, check.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. With that run, double check my math, yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka. Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the come in as they're going to stop him behind the Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
It's a loss of 5. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the off.
Still 2nd down.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal.
Cowboy 80.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Devon Achane
His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The try here for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was Devon Achane who finished things off with a touchdown reception. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Downey. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Only able to gain a couple there. And 3rd and 8 now.
That's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pick. $20 yards.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Staying on his feet. And that is incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. Well, this offense, this team, they rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Off the play fake, Sampson. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. The 71 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On second down, they'll run it here. He stopped immediately there. No gain on the... on what will be a 3rd and 4. You don't see that a ton, do you? With the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
From the gun on 3rd down, Sampson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Chiefs nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. A give to Pacheco off the option. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his target. That's complete. And he goes out right around the 39. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Kansas City Chiefs, first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Looking to throw. Downey. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. Inside the 25. Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco. And the Chiefs are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. This taken in right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Miami to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Dolphins. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins are on their way to a 2-0 start. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Again, it's Pacheco. And he had a nifty little deep juke move, but he stopped shortly thereafter. Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. A great play there. 54 yards. And the Dolphins continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the fourth. Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
KC's offense ready to take over. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Back to throw. Downey. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync. Communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is. Each defender ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, in the 4th quarter here, you've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They get 9 there, and in the process escaping their end zone, picking up a 1st down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. 1st down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 4.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defense in front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 2nd down, a run by Achane.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
On 4th down, Sampson. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. That's going to be and incomplete. convert on 4th down. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and 7. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. Dolphins up. Turning to the field. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to wind up and air it out. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even 1 score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps. Focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Downey.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
To throw on 3rd down. Downey. Now a desperation throw deep downfield and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dolphins getting set to go here.
Well, they don't need... That's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Throwing to start the drive. Sampson, he's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught at the 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Throwing on first down. Downey. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And able to get this one out. The 24. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Here we go.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for Miami, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.